Trudeau keeps bringing all these people in and there's no housing. And the food banks are dry. There's nobody giving to food banks. He brings these people in and they don't have jobs. So how are they going to live without housing and without jobs to buy groceries? Like, it's just absolutely insane.
That was a Canadian woman there calling Prime Minister Justin Trudeau absolutely insane for allowing migrants into the country while there is a severe housing crisis and an unprecedented demand for food banks. If you weren't aware, Canada's housing crisis is one of the country's great social and economic challenges due to the high interest rates, unaffordability and delayed construction. Canada's growing population is basically outpacing the number of homes available. There needs to be about 3.5 million homes built before 2030. This is coupled with the fact that immigration numbers have increased a lot. Since 2021, Canada has let in over 960,000 migrants, which is almost double the yearly average of about 260,000. Welcome to the Culture Wars wrap-up. Let's get into it. Now, this isn't something we see every day in a time of war, but North Korea has been accused of sending hundreds of balloons full of rubbish and faeces to South Korea. While this is about culture wars, this act from North Korea does come at a time of an actual conflict between the two neighbouring countries. Take a look at these photos showing large balloons being found around the country, actually about 260 to be exact. Inside the balloons was rubbish like plastic bottles, shoe parts, batteries and even manure, while written on the balloon read excrement. North Korea said it was done in retaliation for the South sending its dirty things, aka its campaign balloons, over their way. South Korea activists regularly do send balloons carrying messages criticising North Korea's dictatorship as a way to communicate information to its citizens. The South aren't happy with North Korea sending balloons of poo and rubbish. They released a statement saying, "We sternly warn the North to immediately stop its inhumane and low-class actions. The North's actions clearly violate international laws and seriously threaten the safety of our people." Over to the US now, where Hollywood actor Robert De Niro has gone viral this week for his anti-Donald Trump speech he made outside the courtroom of the former president's New York criminal trial.
But this city is pretty accommodating. We make room for clowns. We have them all over the city. People who do crazy things in the street, we tolerate it. It's part of the city, it's part of the culture. But not a person like Trump who will eventually run the country. That does not work, and we all know that. Anyway, we make room for clowns, to each his own. But no one takes him or took him really seriously. They take him seriously now, of course.
But of course, the 45th president trolled De Niro right back with a statement that read, "I never knew how small, both mentally and physically, wacko former actor Robert De Niro was." Today, De Niro, who suffers from an incurable case of commonly known in the medical community as TDS, was met outside the courthouse with a force far greater than the radical left, MAGA. Robert, whose movies, artistry and brand have gone way down in value since he entered the political arena at the request of crooked Joe Biden, looked so pathetic and sad out there. Where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio? On the other side of the coin, President Joe Biden has been trolled online for his slow walking and drinking this week.
Mr. President, sir. Crank it up here. All right. Congratulations and well done. Joe Biden's Transport Secretary and former Democratic candidate Pete Buttigieg
was red-faced on Face the Nation when he was questioned why the administration has only produced 7 or 8 electric charging stations with a $7.5 billion fund.
The Federal Highway Administration says only 7 or 8 charging stations have been produced with a $7.5 billion investment that taxpayers made back in 2021. Why isn't that happening more quickly?
So the president's goal is to have 500,000 chargers up by the end of this decade. Now, in order to do a charger, it's more than just plunking a small device into the ground. There's utility work, and this is also really a new category of federal investment. But we've been working with each of the 50 states. Every one of them is getting formula dollars to do this work, engaging them in the first handful, again, by 2030, 500,000 chargers. And the very first handful of chargers are now already being physically built.
And we aren't too far away from the UK general election, which is now being called for July 4. With that not being too far away means campaigners are full speed ahead to get British citizens to choose their party. Take a look at this video of a Tory campaigner being caught removing Labor leaflets from the letterbox on a doorbell camera. Over in France, a lawmaker has been suspended for 15 days for flying the Palestinian flag while in National Assembly.
Israélien quasiment tous les jours. La France va continuer, madame, la France.
Monsieur Delongu, vous avez un rappel à l'ordre avec inscription au procès verbal jusqu'à saisine du bureau.
With over 5 months to go until November's US presidential election, Joe Biden and Donald Trump are out campaigning. But it seems, according to this reporter's time at a Trump rally, some Democratic voters may have jumped ship in the last few years.
It's too much crime. Everything is going downhill. The economy is going bad. The food is expensive. It's like affordable housing is not for everybody. It's just horrible.
I want food to go cheaper. The gas, I want gas cheaper. When I came and he was the president, the gas was a lot cheaper than it is right now.
Now we're becoming the Bronx second-class citizens. We have this influx of migrants are coming in, and they're getting everything. And everyone in the Bronx, in the city of New York, is forgotten.
And Jose, a lot of the people I talked to were first-time voters. Some had never been to a Trump event before. Some had voted for Obama twice and voted for Biden and are now saying they are going to vote for former President Trump in November. Look, a lot is going to happen over the next 6 months, but this is something I've been hearing consistently from voters, and that's why you're seeing some of the more aggressive push from the Biden campaign to try to shore up their base, to try to rally those voters.
And speaking of only 5 months to go before the election, Fox News' Peter Doocy attempted to get an honest answer out of Biden's press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, this week.
Thank you, Karine. Are you guys here at the White House in full-blown freak-out mode?
Thanks, everybody.
The full-blown freak-out mode question is in reference to the fact the president's polling numbers have plummeted. A Reuters poll from this week has his approval sitting on 36% and his disapproval on 59%. Joe Biden's approval in his first month as president sat at 55% and his disapproval was 32%, so his popularity has completely flipped. That's it for our Culture Wars weekly wrap. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our Talk YouTube page.